Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Bongani and Rengqe runs an initiative called FreeThinkers, which is a community project aimed at assisting young creatives to find new solutions for challenges within our communities. He joins us in studio with Saki Wadlala from the Active Citizens Everyday Organization to share more information on their project and exactly how it assists the youth. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Hi there, thank you for having us.
Hello. So when I first read about the work that you do, I thought this is such a brilliant idea, because I think if you look at the tone and the climate of where all countries in the world are at the moment, there needs to be a new way of thinking and new systems to control the majority of people in the world, to make everybody happy, because at the moment it's not working. So what was your guys thinking behind the FreeThinkers? How did it start?
So the FreeThinkers came about after after the freeze must fall phase.
Yeah.
And then we started kind of like looking into how do we then make an impact on that, you know, because we try and better ourselves and our communities. And we went about starting FreeThinkers. Now what FreeThinkers' aim is being able to have conversations with the youth and essentially changing the paradigm and our conversation, our thinking on a lot of what we see, changing perspective, essentially then finding new solutions through that. We've started with the program. We're starting with a conversational presentation we call BlackMoney. And this is basically a new perspective on what money is, and coming from understanding it as a tool and having and then
that's an interesting conversation to have, because I think a lot of people have a very uncomfortable relationship with money, which is why you sometimes struggle to make it. So what was your personal experience, I suppose, that made you think, I need to think differently, and FreeThinkers needs to, you know, share, I suppose, this new way of thinking?
It's all about like what impacts did I want to make at the time, and I found that like the impact that I want to make is something that other people want to make as well, and then, you know, FreeThinkers, then you go around finding fellow creative like minds, such as like you right here, you know, brilliant thinkers that are able to kind of come together, and then we start working and talking solutions on how we can better impact our community.
So your initiative is Active Thinkers.
Active Citizens.
Active Citizens. So what is that, and how does it work?
Active Citizens Everyday is an organization that is based in Langa, and that on its own is there to uplift the kids that are around our local townships that are struggling with reading, with book writing, with book analyzing, with spelling of the words in the books they're reading. We found in most of the townships that we visit, some kids, for example, in social media, they'll cut the words, and maybe for someone on the other end of the phone, he would struggle, or she would struggle to understand what the other person on the other side of the phone.
Yeah, that happens on Twitter all the time.
Yeah. So that was basically the idea behind Active Citizens Everyday, to like uplift the kids in our community to like read better, be more wise in reading and book writing, analyzing books, and all of that.
Amazing. Tell us a little bit about some of your implementations and some of the success stories that you've had from them.
Okay, so we started engaging with some of the youth in our community, and we started kind of like teaching them about black money and how they can be able to apply that in their lives. And you find like the results of it are just kind of like out of this world, because it's great to work with the youth and kids, because they're not afraid to try new things. You know, the minute you give them an idea and go, okay, cool, this is what it does and how it works, they just run with it. So it became so much easier to engage with some of the kids. There's a Shomla. So Shomla's, I gave Shomla because he was selling biscuits at school, right? And he was selling them for like 50 cents. And I said to him, you know, to be able to make a profit out of this, you need to be able to shift, because you're already making money there. So you just need to be able to shift your value and had a conversation with them with regards to packaging, because that's how you raise the value.
Yeah.
So taking the biscuits, putting in profound quotes, inspirational messages and whatnot,
Yeah.
put the biscuits there, wrap it in like a ribbon. All that is literally under 100 Rand.
Yeah.
And then you package that, and you don't sell to the students, but you market it to the teachers, because they're the ones that drink coffee and whatnot. So they're like, so basically it's being able to show them that they have something that's of value, and in order to be able to make a more profit in it, it's all about switching their value in their packaging, and then just kind of switching market.
I think it's such a difficult thing to be able to teach somebody how to think differently, and yet if you can get it right, it will be the most rewarding at the end of it.
So the key to it is also just being able to get the presentation to be explainable to 5-year-olds. You know, the minute you get to that, then you can.
Amazing,
you know what I'm saying?
That's like a business pitch. If you can explain it in like 30 seconds or less than a minute, then it's easy to sell.
Because even their mind span, like the attention span is just so short these days. You know? Social media is just kind of like.
So what's your vision and what's your goal for active citizens and for free thinkers? Where do you see it going?
We see it more expandable and reaching other like local communities around Cape Town, around Western Cape, and hopefully around South Africa and the world. If we put in much work like we are currently, and shout out to Anele, he's not here due to some personal things which we don't want to get into, but we wanna grow more.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
So for FreeThinkers, the aim for it was to be able to teach kids to be able to start seeing problems as opportunities for solutions. Because this is what we need more in the communities, young people who are passionate about doing more in communities and impacting them. And you know, there's a lot to this, and you know, it goes way beyond our own issues and understanding that we're not the only people that face these challenges, and sharing that. And you know.
Thank you so much for being here, gentlemen. I think that's a very, very fantastic initiative, and well done on your work.
Thank you.